Okay, it's time for round 2 on this parcel. If you saw the last video, I was pretty disappointed in an all cracked up piece of opal that I'd bought. It was obvious to the seller that it was cracked, didn't disclose it, my opinion. The other piece that I got in that parcel had a different problem, and that is it was doublet thin, or close enough that it should have been billed as doublet thin. I wasn't shown that it was as thin as it was when I bought it. And so, my bad. Again, I could return it. I already listed the reasons why I didn't in the last video. Here's the other reasons. The reason why I'm cutting opals is for Christmas. And I've done the math. I'm giving something to my mom, my fiance, all my sisters, 8 sisters, all my sisters-in-law, that's 4, and my nieces. That totals nearly 35 people that I'm trying to make an opal gift for. And I'm trying to only give them gifts from the best opals that I have cut. I'm not giving anything away that I'm not very proud of. So I'm kind of in crunch time for Christmas to be able to get that many gifts done. And I need a few more stones and a few more gifts to be done. And I don't have any more rough coming. I have 2 more parcels that should be coming. One of them's got a couple of pieces that I just bought that I'm not going to bank on. The other one I'm hoping is my dark base Cooper Petey that I'm hoping to get a couple out of. With those pieces and with hopefully this one, if I can get 1 or 2 stones out of this one or a set of earrings, I'm going to have the gifts I need for Christmas. I don't have any more. It's too late to get any more opal here before Christmas. It takes 2 to 3 weeks minimum to get it from Australia where I buy it. And so I need to make what I've got work. And the rough that I've got left is low enough quality that I'm not certain I can cut it, and that might be fun to cut, but it's not going to be the quality that I'm looking for. So we've got to cut what we've got. We're going to just kind of grin and bear it that it was not represented, I think, correctly, and I'm not buying any more from that source. And if you watched the last video, you'll know where it came from. Just this one, we'll just move on from that. Let me show you what we're going to cut and how we're going to try and make something out of it. All right, so here's our piece. And this is the face that I saw as I was bidding on it. It was brought up very quickly. You just saw it like this. I didn't ever see it from the edge, and so I bid it. I didn't have those marks on it. I put those marks on it. We'll get to that later. What I couldn't see was this. The thickness on most of it is doublet material. There is enough here and here that if we cut it down into smaller stones, I would never back a stone this full face right here with material that thin. But if we cut some number 8x10s out of it, I think it's just thick enough to pull that off for a set of earrings, I'm hoping. Another one of my gripes, I'm not saying everybody does this, but there are some people, Tommy from Os Opals, that likes to rub material out just to expose what it's capable of and then sell it that way. But the vast majority of people that are selling rubs are this one and the last piece that I set were clearly rubs. Somebody rubbed that one and rubbed this one, saw that it had potentially fatal flaws, and passed it on. In this case, unfortunately, me. So this one has these sandy pits right here in the face and here. They tried to get them out. You can see some of them go all the way down in, clear to here. So I'm not banking on that coming out. If it did, we would be so far into the color bar that it would be too thin. I'm going to cut this in half and cut the largest ovals that I can. I'm hoping to get 2 8x10s out of it. But now that's the negatives. This is thinner than I was hoping when I bought it, and I paid pretty good chunk of money for a single piece of rough that I wouldn't have paid if it wasn't this thin. And if I hadn't noticed that it was already rubbed so thin, I could obviously see that those sand marks were there, but I thought there was plenty of thickness to get down through them. In this case, I don't think that they are. It is thick enough. But let's talk about the plus side, though. Look at the color in there. If we can get a couple of stones to cut, look at that one, especially right there. And look at that one. I mean, we might still get a bargain if they'll cut, if they're thick enough to actually be solids and not doublets, and if they're a match set. All those ifs. there's already enough ifs in cutting opal to not get material that was not represented fairly, and that's what I think is the case here. But we're gonna grin and bear it. We're gonna cut the best stones we can out of it. Come along with me and see if we can get 2 8x10s to set into some earrings so that I can get my 35-ish gifts that I have to have by Christmas. And we will give away the stone I believe it's this one. The giveaway from the challenge video with the opal night. This stone right here, I've decided to give away the little heart that was cut in the video before it with it. At the same time, beautiful little green heart. It's actually a really nice color if I get some decent light on it. But anyway, I'm going to give those two away together. It's going to be chosen from the people that commented on the video. I guess the way we're going to do it is the opal night, Steven is going to give away the doublet on his channel, and I will give away the solid on my channel. As I said in my video, you don't have to guess solid to be eligible to win. You just had to have made a guess. So if you made a guess, you're eligible to win this opal, my solid, in the competition. And I'm throwing in the little heart just as a little bonus. So stay tuned to the end and we'll figure out who's going to win those. Come on, focus on me. Because that's a dandy little heart. Just the camera doesn't want to show it right now. Anyway, the good news is our material is thickest where we marked out the stones. It is just barely, I think, thick enough to do solids if we don't make any mistakes or have to go on too much from the top. So we have a chance here. I'm actually going to try and cut larger ovals than I have marked here, but that was just kind of our goal. Some 8x10s. I actually have some 8x10 earrings that I could use these in immediately, but I hate to cut them smaller if we don't have to. So let's start out and see what we end up with these. Fire it up. Take just enough off this edge to figure out what thicknesses we're working with here. Okay, I think we're good all the way around right there. That's all usable material so far. This one's going to be the difficult one because that's the thin side, but get rid of that thin edge right there until we get back into the opal night. Would have had a heyday with this material. It's just beautiful if you're wanting to cut doublets. Unfortunately, I'm not wanting to cut doublets. I'm wanting to cut solids. And I think we've got it back into material now thick enough to do a solid there and a solid there. I think we might dot them up from here. I want to take just enough off the back to get them a flat surface, a clean surface to dop off of. And I want to get that sand off. That's just pure sand. I wasn't going to take this much off, but I can tell by grinding it, it's just super soft, sandy material in the back. This one feels a little bit better, at least in the center. Yeah, we're going to have our work cut out for us. Okay. As you can see, we don't got anything extra here for thickness. That one's in better shape than this one. Especially that sand. We might take a little bit more off this end and move that back this way a little. Alright, I'm going to dop those up and see what we can cut out of this. stopped up here. I think our trickiest cut is this one because it's a little thinner. I think at this point we're going to ignore our marked oval and cut the biggest oval we can get with the material we have. Yeah, we're losing some material there, but that's what we got to do. It helps sometimes to get rid of that oval mark down there, so that we're not trying to hit lines that don't matter anymore. That was just to give us an approximation of what was available. So I'm going to lose a little bit off this end in length and a little bit off this end in width. I marked these as an 8 by 10. Let's see if we can cut something larger than that, but hope that we get at least that. We're egg shaped. Okay, I think that might be all we want to do on this wheel. With material this thin and this small, we can just way too easily get out of control and take more than we want to. Okay, same thing here. If we can take anything off anywhere, we want to take it off this side right here. That's the thinner side. So we'll start there. The more we can take that in to get some more thickness, the better off we're going to be. This one's a little longer and that one's a little wider, but we're close. Remember, if we get lucky and get an earring set out of this, we'll be happy with that. See how thin our material is here when we're actually looking at usable. This right here is sand, so we're really close. Alright, move to the next wheel. Okay. I'm working these both independently, just trying to make the best I can out of each one, and then hope in the end that I end up with a pair. And maybe that's the wrong way to do it, but got to start bringing this . I don't want to take anything off the top I don't have to. And I don't think we're going to try for much of a dome. Spot right there at the top. That's what's giving us grief right now. shape yet. One is being stubborn on the shape. If we end up with a couple of 1.5 to 2 carat ring stones out of this, that wouldn't be the worst thing either. Keep in mind that this is damage control compared to what I was hoping to get out of these when I bought them. But I don't know if there's anything in cutting opal that isn't damage control. Now I am. Alright, there's the first one. The second one I suspect is probably going to cut a little bit bigger gem just because we don't have that one little spot that's killing us. So this one right here I think will probably cut close to 2 carats maybe. I don't know, as thin as it is, it might still only be 1.5 carats. We get 2 carats out of this one and 1.5 carats out of the other one, and they end up with good stones that are thick enough to be solids. Then we'll call it good. Really nice stone. I don't know if you can see the imperfections in our shape, the little waviness we have on that side right there. Sometimes you can't see that till you start cutting the dome in. I don't know why, at least my eye doesn't pick it up till that point. It's kind of like you walk your dome in as you walk your shape in. You got to go back and redo your dome. think we're getting 2 carats out of this one. My guess is going to be 1.75 on this one and 1.5 out of the other. Maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, we're ready. We're ready for the pre-polish wheel. That's looking good. Just take the scratches off the outer edge. Alright, there's our first one. Looking good. Well, that's actually our first one. The one we started with. Just about to fall off the top. Managed to keep it on there long enough. Very nice, very nice, very nice. See how far sand comes up into there right there, so we have to keep some of that sand to set it on. Same thing with this one here. We're dealing with our thicknesses here. Let's polish those two and see what we ended up with. Oh, see, that didn't stay on there very long. Turn that off. Let me do this one and then we'll dig that one out. Pretty sure it just dropped right into the tank. Sometimes on these little shish kebab skewers, they're a little bit harder to keep on the dot, but not a problem. It takes all of 5 seconds to throw them back on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like it. Now we gotta try and dig our other stone out of here someplace. Okay, this is a bit of an experiment here with some different lighting, a different light that I have, just to kind of see how it looks and how it works. This is our 1.58, just over 1.5 carats, like I was hoping on this one. This one does have, if you get looking at it closely, it does have some sand right there. That if you look at it closely, you can see the sand. It's crystal enough that you can see the sand blob down inside, but only if you're looking for it. It's got really nice color. I'll show these again in some different light that you're more used to, but so that one was 1.58. This one didn't quite hit the 1.75 like I was saying, or 2 that I was hoping for. 1.66. We actually ended up pretty darn close. This one is easily the better of the two as far as just color, and this one came pretty clean. Now they're both of them, because of the thickness issues. Look at that, that's beauty. Both of them, if we look at the bottoms here on them, it's got some sand that I would have liked to have, where are we at? That I would have liked to have cut out on both of these. But because of the thickness, I don't dare go down anymore or they'll be too thin. So it is what it is. But I think we successfully set. Those are close enough in size. They match in color to be a earring set. What do you think? Alright, that's more like the normal light that I show them in. As you can see, if you look closely, this one right here, right in this area here, it has some sand that's starting to kind of come up through. We still have color in that area. So I think we still pulled a good stone out of that one. That one right there, obviously the king stone of the two, the better of the two, with flagstone. And oh dang, and we lost it. Blue, red, pink, green. That's just a nice stone. Like I said, that we would take more off the bottom and get more of that sand off, but it is what it is. We can't because of the thickness. But I do think we saved those as far as being able to be usable as an earring set. Or a really nice ring stone here. Tell me what you think. Was that worth the gamble? I think obviously it was worth it. So do I take back what I said, and did I get my value? I ended up cutting value for what I paid. I just didn't get what I thought I was buying because it wasn't represented as what it is. But we did manage to pull a couple of pair of very nice stones out of it. Oh, now we got to reveal the winner of the giveaway. Just in case you were wondering, were we able to pull off 10 millimeter 10 by 8s? There is our 10 by 8s. We actually pulled off a 10.5, right on the money. They ended up slightly bigger than the 10s that we marked out, so we got a 10.5, 10 by 8 out of both of them, exactly. And those will fit in the 10 by 8 setting. All right, there were only 15 votes on that video. The random number generator is number 1. We go to the video, and number 1 comment is Brandy Presley, 1869. OMG, I want to win. I prefer solids. All right, I love it. I love it that it goes to somebody that wanted it and wanted a solid. So, Brandy, I recognize that you comment on some of the videos, so I'm sure you're going to see this. Reach out and contact me, Ricky _Arthur, on Instagram, or through here, message me, and I will get this opal and the heart out to you. Thanks for participating, everybody. It was a fun video. Fun to do a little collab with the Opal Knight. And thanks, everybody, for watching.